Welcome in, race fans, to an action-packed night in the state of Virginia. It is upstate and alongside our trusted old sidekick. Well, you know him and you love him. It is Jason back in the booth with you to bring you tonight's racing action of the American Sim Club's Super Late Model Invitational presented by Sunoco. Cutlerville hometown Sunoco supports the American Sim Racing Club in the Super Late Model Invite Series, located just south of Grand Rapids. Hometown Sunoco serves all of the greater West Central Michigan. Dom's favorite place to stop for food, Talarico's Boardwalk Subs, Jersey style soup, subs, and salad, serving West Michigan in the announcer's booth. Pro Coat Powder Coating, the proud sponsor of the Perfect Attendance Award this season. Whether it's something small, big, or even your race cars, Pro Coat Powder Coating can get it look great. The Bubba's Belt Broke podcast, highlighting racers from across the country each and every Monday night. Make sure you listen in to the Bubba's Belt Broke podcast each Monday on Apple and Spotify. And LaPlante Racing Products, proud sponsor of tonight's Triple Crown Series. And well, it's not tonight's racing series, is the Triple Crown Series, but Dobbs, we are back in action after a 1 week hiatus as we get ready to go with some great action. We got a heat race coming up to set the starting lineup as we get ready to go with tonight and the season winding down. And I can tell you this right now, the points battle is shaping up. It is Brett Hahne, the defending champion, holding an 11-point lead over Braxton Deweese, coming in here to tonight's racing action. And tonight, well, one of those challenging flat tracks that you don't like.
Yeah, you're right about that, Al. I tell you, I know these flat tracks, they're just not my thing. I mean, you know, a lot of these guys like them, but it's kind of like a knock you up into the wall kind of thing to get somebody run a single file line. And kind of, I don't know, Al. I don't like the flat tracks. I'm just not a fan of them.
Well, this track is going to be very challenging. It's going to test out your patience for these drivers here, and it is going to be a good night of racing. We have 12 cars signed in to do action here as we kick off the later half of June. I don't know where the time is going. This season only has 5 more events, including tonight's racing action, as we are here this evening at Langley. And I believe we go to the Bristol Motor Speedway in 1 week's time. I believe that's what the schedule said. I'll double check that, as I'm sure that the millions and millions out there that are looking for you, Dobbs, they'll correct me. I am right. We'll head to Bristol in 1 week's time before another week off for the month of July. But right now, the heat race out onto the racetrack is a pace behind the pace truck, and it is Hayden Swank that set the fast time here tonight in qualifying. What are these drivers going to be looking for here in this qualifier, Dobbs?
Well, to me, you know, it's going to be how aggressive you can get on the throttle, because these things got a lot of horsepower, and flat track like this, you get on the throttle too much, that thing's going to get wicked sideways with you coming out of the corner. Tire wear is going to be another big thing, and getting down to the bottom as we're racing here in this heat race, Al.
Hey, green flag waves, and we are underway here. So you go down here to turn number 1. It will be the number 35 of Hayden Swank showing the way down here into turns 1 and 2. Is everything getting up to speed here? Is the week off? Everything getting a little bit updates and all that. Right now it is Swank and Deweese, your current high points man. Brett Hahne in the 5th spot in that number 71 car. Rolling there. And how about the Andrew Payne in the 93 car? He's rolling back there in spot number 6. And you'll want to be on the inside lane here in the early stages. But as the run goes, I think you'll see a little bit there is one car up the racetrack that looked like it was the number 49 of Braden Cook. Cook in that 49 car stuck on the outside. The conveyor belt is long all the way back to the 12th position.
Yeah, and you don't want to be stuck on that outside line, Al. This track's still not a lot of rubber build up, and you're just going to be falling back. He's going to have to get in line here somewhere. Spotter's going to be working with him. Let him know that he's clear here in a minute. Jump back down that inside line, because that's not where you want to be this early in the race, especially a heat race.
Yeah, Matt Vade in that number 8 car sliding by, a longtime competitor on the short track circuits around the iRacing leagues. Part of it, so nice to see Vade make his first start of the season in that number 8, and he's chasing the number 7 of Jackson McLerran. And remember, McLerran, you'll be able to see him live from the IRP here just in a few weeks' time. I'm excited to watch one of our local, I won't say local, but our local sim racers on the national stage. It's going to be exciting to see that coming up here very shortly.
Yeah, it's always cool to see somebody like that, Al, you know, especially coming from iRacing, real life race. That's going to be cool to watch, and I hope I get to remember what channel that is so I can tune in and watch him. That'd be pretty cool to see.
Right now, riding on board with the Sunoco onboard camera, Braxton Deweese in the Interstate Ford number 8 cars. He's trying to make his way to around the number 35 of Hayden Swank, and Swank doing a good job. So that fast time here is now Brett Hahne slides underneath Devon Mcdonald. McDonald up the racetrack. Andrew Payne sees smells the blood in the water, the Rowdy energy drink, and he'll get by. And McLerran not able to get there, to get to that inside of McDonald that time. 3:20 left to go in heat race action.
Yeah, 3:20, Al. That's kind of a long, maybe not time, but laps wind down so fast here at this racetrack, and you see a lot of these guys going below that yellow line, trying to get a little better grip. As Andrew Payne looking on the inside.
You get down on that apron there is a little bit of grip down there, and you can see them all the way down into the grass. And the 93 of Payne starting to put the pressure to the 71 car of Brett Hahne. Hahne's going to give him the inside lane there, hoping that he can get there. Devon Mcdonald going to try to fill that void. 3 cars are underneath the blanket, and they are, Brett Hahne in the outside wall. That's going to hurt your current points high man.
Yeah, that's a little tough luck there for Brett the Jet. He's still in the fence. That car's sideways, and he's going to spin out right here.
That's going to draw our first Tallarico Boardwalk sub. Yellow flag of the evening, and with 2 minutes left to go, Brett Hahne in a solo spin. Uncharacteristic out of the defending champion. But a good thing to do it in the heat race, I suppose.
That's kind of like seeing Kyle Larson spin out, you know?
Well, I heard you cheered for that.
If you saw my social media post, I'm assuming you did. I wouldn't be cheering for Brett the Jet to spin out. That's a good dude right there.
Yeah, Brett, one of the good competitors here, along with all these drivers. But how about Hayden Swank, Braxton Deweese now? Going to have to restart on that outside, assuming we get to a restart. I would assume that we would. Andrew Payne up 6 spots here into the 3rd position. So that number 93 car, very sporty out there this afternoon. Devon Mcdonald is in 4th. Jackson McLerran, another big mover. He's up 5 spots to the 5th spot here in this heat race. And if I'm out there racing, I'm trying to figure out, all right, what do I need to do to get into that odd number so I can start on the inside here for tonight's main event?
Yeah, a lot of chess games going on there, Alan. You know, I think Andrew Payne, he's the only one that's been running that bottom line below that yellow line. I think it's worked well. I think he's got a lot of grip. He's getting to the front.
Lights are out. We're going to have maybe a 2 to 3 lap shootout here at the end of this one, as we are looking down from the Bubba's Bout Broke drone cam as they get into the Sunoco restart zone. And the 35 of Swank going to jump on that gas pedal. He'll be able to lead them down here in 93 of Payne right there, trying to get underneath Braxton Deweese. Deweese going to try to slam the door shut. Can't quite do it that time in the turn number 3. Off of turn number 4, it is Braxton Deweese holding that outside lane. But Andrew Payne might be a little bit too much down to the inside. They are still door-to-door into turn 3.
Yeah, some great racing right here in the later stages heat race, Al. But does Andrew Payne want to start on the outside line? Go and start at the bottom for the feature. That's going to be mind game there.
And he kind of holds on to that third spot. Deweese going to hold on to his time has expired. This time off of turn number 4, and it'll be the 35 of Swank picking up the win. Deweese will come home in second. Oh no, Zach Coyer gone around here in the Integrity Farms entry, and he'll come to a stop here. So that'll be the end of tonight's heat race action, and a very entertaining as the cloud cover rolls in here this afternoon. As we get there, and we got Eric Hahne chiming in. We got nice to see you, Eric. Chris Deweese and the Deweese fan club starting to roll on in here as we get closer to feature time, and what is going to be an exciting race overall here tonight at the Langley Speedway. And I know it's not one of your favorite racetracks, but it is one of mine. I like these tracks, so you gotta be patient. Whoever can take care of their stuff seems to do well at these tough, flat little bull rings.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole key to this old track, Al. You gotta be real patient. You gotta I swear, you gotta be so easy on the throttle coming off these things, or this thing will jump sideways with you. And for somebody like me, Al, I'm more of an aggressive kind of guy. You know, I like to just get on it and go, and I think that's why I struggle so bad at these tracks. I just overdrive it, too aggressive, and some of these guys like yourself, they figure out these little flat tracks and they just send it.
Yeah, we do, and it puts on a great show to it, right? I mean, we've watched a lot of racing from up in this booth this season long in the ASRC Super Late Models series, always putting on a great show, never disappointing. And that is why we're here. And Eric he's sampling the seafood, Dobbs. How come we didn't get any seafood?
I mean, we're gonna have to go to the producers for this, Al. This is ridiculous.
We're gonna have to
how we didn't get invited.
We're gonna have to get Muth on the phone here and try to figure out why we did not get any seafood.
Absolutely. You know, I don't know what the deal is with the producer Roger and everything like that, but I'm gonna put out a petition now. We got to get something fixed up for this.
Well, next week we'll have bologna sandwiches from Bristol. We'll have to make sure Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs makes it for us, though.
Hey, don't be knocking Bristol, son. That'd be my home state race right there, buddy.
Well, I think we are in store for a big night of racing, and we got features up next, and we're going to take a second and bow out. We'll watch a few, pay a couple bills, and we'll be right back here on the Turn 3 Racing Network with tonight's main event.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network as we get ready to bring you tonight's racing action, as it is none other than feature time, and this is your starting lineup presented by Sunoco. Hayden Swank will start on the front row. Outside of him will be the number 8 of Braxton Deweese. Andrew Payne, Jackson McLerran will make up row number 2. The All-Star Sim Racing car number 8 of Matt Vade will make up the 5th spot, and outside of him will be Devon Mcdonald. John Kane and Brett Hahne make up row number 4, and row number 5 will be David Paton and Braden Cook. The big boss man himself, Tanner Tallarico, and Zach Coyer will be our 12-car field here tonight as they get ready to go with tonight's main event. What do you think, Dobbs? What are we going to see here tonight?
Well, I think we're going to see a lot of guys use that front end, maybe. We're going to see a lot of guys shoot for the bottom. And probably going to see a couple spin outs. I think that some of these guys get a little over aggressive. 100 laps is, it's a long, but not really that long. It's just a little short track, and some guys are going to be a little aggressive, and they're going to spin out. And may see a few yellows tonight, Al. I think we may have more than what we've been used to at this little place.
Well, green flag is up. We are underway here tonight as they head down to the turn number 1. Swank going to hold on to the 93, spun the tires on the start. That allows Braxton Deweese to get into that number 2 spot right there. And remember, he comes in trailing the 71 of Brett Hahne just by 11 markers here in the season, with 5 races left to go on the schedule. To be 4 after tonight as Jackson McLerran starts to put the pressure on the backside of Andrew Payne.
Yeah, and these guys already starting to single file out back here up here in the front. And, it's going to be get to the bottom as fast as you can, but who's going to go below that yellow line, Al, and get the better traction and come off these corners?
Now watching the battle back here towards back as McLerran sideways and into the grass. No yellow flag, but the Bubba's About Broke podcast Chevrolet gets back on the track and rolling. He's going to be hoping for a yellow flag as we were watching the action back here between the driver of the 18 and the 13 running door to door. Off the corner now, everybody getting single filed out, and a tough break for McLerran, who was running inside the top 5, now finds himself some 8 seconds behind. That's about a half a track behind your race leader.
Yeah, he's going to have to hope for a yellow, Al. And the way these guys are racing up through here up towards the front, he may get a lucky break and get a yellow, but that is a tough break for him.
It is right now. There's Swank out to the early race lead over Deweese, Payne, Vade, and Brett the Jet. Running there in spot number 5 as Andrew Payne takes a bit to the inside, and Deweese says, you know what, you're hot to trap. I'm going to let you go right on by, and we'll fall in line.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at this side-by-side Brett Hahne on the inside going into turn number 1 of Vade. Takes that position. Brett the Jet, he's got that old car dialed in, Al. He's coming towards the front.
Yeah, Brett Hahne in the 71 starting to look towards the front of this one as he is now right behind his championship rival. And it is going to be a good championship battle all the way to the end between himself and the number 8 right there on your screen of Braxton Deweese. And Deweese, a couple wins this season. Hahne with a couple wins this season. It's going to come down to who can be the most consistent over these next 4 races.
Yeah, consistency's a big part of racing to win championships, Al. And I've never been a fan of it, never been really good at it, but some of these guys, they're real consistent each and every week, and that's what it takes to be a champion. And we've got some of the best right here on the iRacing platform in this league, and they put on one heck of a show each and every week.
Everybody kind of single filing it out. Tanner Tallarico trying to make his way from the back of the field. He's right behind the 49 of Braden Cook. Cook in that number 49 car. Inside the top 10, running in the 8th spot early on in this one. And this one getting going by quickly. 15-second lap times, 100 laps. That's going to go by quick as John Kane in that Kane's Homestead number 9 starting to put some pressure on Vade.
Yeah, he's got his old car dialed in also. And like you said, these laps are just clicking off one by one. It seems like we just started the green flag, and now they're almost to lap 15. It's going to be over before you know it, Al, if we have no yellows.
And it will be Swank there as McDonald getting by Cook. Cook was on the outside. He's fallen all the way back. And a yellow flag, not out, but the driver that would like some is this one right here, the number 7 of Jackson McLerran. Remember, he went through the spin cycle into the grass, no yellow flag. And he is trying to play catch up, and he is starting to reel in the backside of the field. A long way to go, just 16 laps up on the board for this man, the 35 of Hayden Swank, who's led it as the green flag is dropped, and he leads over Andrew Payne and Braxton Deweese.
Yeah, I tell you what, Hayden Swank right now putting on a clinic right here, Al. He's running some good lap times. Andrew Payne, P2. Braxton Deweese in that Ford Mustang. Brett the Jet running fourth. We've seen all these guys are here run up front each and every week. And I took a couple of weeks off, Al, and I swear I wish I'd never done it, because this right here just gets me pumped up watching these drivers go around these racetracks.
Yeah, these guys put on a show week in and week out, and we missed you. The fans, the millions and millions missed you out there, but they are glad to have you back in action just like we are here tonight. And right now it is Swank opening up almost a second gap over Andrew Payne. A little bit deeper in the field, David Payton in that 38 car. He is starting to feel the pressure from Tanner Tallarico in that number 1, trying to make his way forward. Tallarico into the 8th spot, and he's got the number 13 of Zach Coyer. Coyer a little bit loose that time off the corner. Here comes McDonald.
Here they come, and look at, this is a bumper tag right here, Al. These guys are close racing. We may get that yellow. Hope not, though.
Right now, Kane up to the racetrack. That opens the inside for the Pinkerton Oil entry. And the driver of David Payton, he'll get on by. Kane's going to lose 1, 2, 3 spots. He's got a wind up nose to tail underneath the number 9 car as he is dropping outside the top 10. Is Braden Cook trying to make it in there? Can he get a spot? He's got it drawn up side by side in the turn number 3.
He finally got able to get a line, last car, though, in line right there. But, Zach Coyer threw me off, Al. I didn't even see his car until I looked at it. And that green-looking 13 brown, it had me all jacked up. I was so confused, Al. And that's a good-looking race car.
It is. Not normally a fan of the green race cars. I'm a little bit superstitious. I'm not overly superstitious, just a little stitious. That the 13 is green, and green on a race car is usually not that good of a combo.
Well,
it depends.
Yeah. I hear the superstitious stuff all the time, but I think the green, that lime green color is awesome. It looks good on anything. Fingernails, whatever. I just love the color of it. It's a good-looking color.
It is. He's working right there. You see the number 1 of Tallarico in front of him, trying to make something happen on the 38 as they try to track down Vade in that number 8 car. Down here through turns 1 and 2. This is a great battle, but up front, Hayden Swank, he is trying to stink up the show. 1.25 seconds over Andrew Payne. Deweese runs back in the 3rd spot. Remember, Deweese started on the outside of the front row, finds himself in 3rd, and you got to go back about another 4 or 5 car lengths to run into the 71 of Brett Hahne.
And I'm still watching this battle between Payton, Tallarico, Coyer, McDonald. And the brake rotors on these old race cars are starting to glow really, really red. And Tallarico's, his left rear and the right rear are just super red. He's hard on the binder so he don't run over the 38 at Payton.
Yeah, and use that rear brake here at Langley quite a bit to kind of get the car to take a set and rotate. And he starts to go up the racetrack. Zach Coyer sniffing down low. Can't find a spot there. Tallarico back up the racetrack. That opens the inside lane. And that'll see what happened is now Zach Coyer trying to apply the pressure to the league administrator of Tallarico. And Tallarico's going to let him go. Says, all right, you take that Lumina and try to chase down the number 38 of David Payton. See if he has better luck getting around them.
Yeah, Tallarico really slipped right there. I watched his hands on the steering wheel. He was real sideways going into the corner when Zach took the spot away. And these cars they're tough to drive at this track. So much horsepower laying down, and you got to be hard on the binders. And like a egg. What is it they say, Al? Egg on the throttle and all that bull stuff. You just got to be really patient.
Yeah. That bull snort, is that what you're trying to say?
I don't even know, Al. It was just like a mouthful. I decided to get it out.
I tell you right now, Andrew Payne, though, he's starting to crack the whip on the old bull as he's closed the gap down as the 8 of Deweese has closed back in on the 93 as they close in on the 35 of Hayden Swank. Up on the front of this one, it is starting to tighten right up as we look down from high above with our Pro Coat Blimp Cam. Right here, the proud sponsor of the Perfect Attendance Award, Pro Coat Powder Coating. And they are starting to close in as we look down at this Langley Speedway. And a beautiful facility. Took a tour around the grounds a little bit earlier this afternoon with you, and really impressed with what they have done here at Langley.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, though, Al. You got to drive the golf cart, and I had to ride shotgun, but...
you were holding on like I'm a bad driver or something.
Well, you had one too many margaritas, buddy, and it was a little sketchy at times.
You're not supposed to say that out loud.
Sorry about that.
Meanwhile, Zach Coyer still applying that pressure as they roll through turns 3 and 4. No change up front, but it's down to a half second between your top two. And, hang on to her. Trying to make something happen. Zach Coyer really applying that pressure. At some point as we get to this halfway portion of tonight's race, that patience in the front bumper might start to be used.
Yeah, absolutely. The aggression will definitely picked up. And now I went back to watch the leader, Hayden Swank. The top 4 right here. They dive that thing coming off of turn 4 way down low on that concrete. It's pretty exciting to watch how low they get right there without taking out that pit cone. Hayden is just driving the wheels off this old bad boy coming out of turn 4.
He is, and right now it is really starting. You can see him Hayden Swank starting to run a little bit more of a defensive line. Is now second and third right there as they battle that out. The 4th place of Brett Hahne. He is sneaking his way up into there. We're going to have a 4-car battle up at the front of this one as Andrew Payne trying to find a way around the 35 of Hayden Swank. Swank has a back trunk full of the Team Connie Sim Performance number 93 of Andrew Payne. Payne taking a look down low. Can't quite get the power down. Swank will hold on to it at the line.
Yeah, he definitely has a Megan Stallion back full, if you know what I mean now. But Andrew Payne is all over the bumper of Swank, and this is going to be interesting to see if we don't get a little bumper right here.
Oh! Not the bumper we were expecting, but yellow flag is out. Andrew Payne has gone around as he made a little bit of contact with the number 35 potentially. And then the 8 of Deweese just nowhere to go. Kind of a stack up to all 4 cars. Just right there. We'll see what happens. And I tell you, Jackson McLerran going to like that. Is that now your top runners all coming down pit road here at the halfway point.
Yeah, I mean, 4 tires, and I don't know if they take fuel or not, but 4 tires is going to be a those guys are starting to really, really get a little tight, and tires, some good feel goods right here will help these guys out.
Absolutely. Well, as that happens, let's come back here and take a look at what happened to Andrew Payne. You see him coming off of turn number 2 down the backstretch and gets in the corner, Swank down to the inside, and just the 8 rolled the outside a little bit better than the 93. 93 had to whoa up, and I tell you, the field did a good job missing the 93, so not much damage there as Tanner Tallarico stays out on the racetrack. Devon Mcdonald missed his pit stall, looked like, so the 18 Rowdy Energy Drink car will currently scored in the number 2 spot here, closing in on the halfway point of tonight's 100-lap main event.
Yeah, I mean, halfway through this race out, it kind of went by fast, and we talked about it early on in the broadcast. That bumper is going to be used, and I don't think Braxton meant. I mean, he was trying to slide up the racetrack, got into Andrew Payne there just a little bit, and I mean, that happens here at these tight tracks that you so-called like, but that's just short track racing, and it happens.
And it looks like Deweese might be assessed the penalty for that, so he'll have to start back in the 11th spot now. Is David Payton sitting on pit road, so something gone awry on the Pinkerton oil entry, but the pace truck will be peeling off the racetrack, and we'll go into the Sunoco restart zone, and Tanner Tallarico will jump on that loud pedal first, and we are back underway.
Yeah, heck of a jump by Tanner right there. He got a good bite, but you got to watch Brett Hahne right here. Here he comes. He wants to slide his nose under there, coming out of turn number 2, maybe look to try to take the lead.
And I tell you, this was a godsend for the number 7 of McLerran, who finds himself fifth. They are 3 wide off of turn number 4. John Kane on the inside, Vade, and it was the 18 of McDonald. And there's action all around this racetrack right now as Brett Hahne going to take the race lead away, and Andrew Payne second, Coyer third.
Yeah, I don't think staying out was a good strategy call right there by Tanner Tallarico. Brett Hahne, he had to take 2 tires. He's got the old car dialed in pretty good, but don't count out Andrew. He's right there. He's probably a little mad about what happened, but cool as jets, he could take the lead away right here real quick.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on how Braxton Deweese making his way. He'll work underneath Vade. Now the number 1 car of Tallarico up the racetrack on those older tires. So Deweese already back up to the 7th spot. A long way to go to get back up into that 2nd place. Meanwhile, the championship point leader Brett Hahne leads it over Andrew Payne and Zach Coyer.
Yeah, I think Tanner Tallarico thought this was the car show. He can just park the car anywhere and make it look good, but he is dropped like a fly back there in the back, and not what you want to see out of Tanner.
It's all part of the ploy, my friend.
Well, I understand now, but I mean, he had on social media his little good-looking race car. He had it at a car show, and I'm just saying he may want to take that one, park it, and put it in the car show and bring out another. You know what I'm saying? Now that thing right now looks junk to me.
All right. But he might. Whew, you're going. I'm gonna have you. I'm not going anywhere near that.
He said, "I'm just giving old Tanner a hard time."
You know he pays your bills, don't you?
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. I mean, I watch my favorite driver each Sunday struggle. You know what I mean? And it's just depressing. Okay.
All right. Well, Brett Hahne out on the point of this one. He's got Andrew Payne, Zach Coyer really starting to apply the pressure to him. Jackson McLerran, he's like, oh, thank God for that yellow flag. He got back into this one. He runs in that 4th spot in the number 7 car. 35 of Swank runs in 5th. He led the early portion of this race. And I believe he'll get credit with leading the most laps here tonight.
Have you ever led the most laps in a race, Al?
I have, and I lost it on the last one. Let's not talk about it.
Oh, man. I mean, we got 40 laps. We got time.
Not with how these guys are doing. Really, it's Swank to the inside. A little bit of contact. Hayden Swank trying to make something happen as we go on board with the LeBlanc Racing Products on-board camera with the driver out of Woodstock, Georgia, trying to make something happen here. And he is right there to the back bumper, and he's about broke it about 3 or 4 times here in the last couple laps.
Yeah, he's really driving that old car in there hard. And Jackson's trying to hold on to it. I mean, he got his yellow. He's back up in the top 4. But Hayden Swank has got a rocket ship right here. And if he can hit that line below the yellow line, I believe he can make a pass right here. Just a little nudge, you know, nothing to spin him out. Just a little nudge. That's all he needs to do.
Nudge him up the racetrack. That's what you're saying?
Right, yeah. You know what is the old Earnhardt said? I didn't mean to wreck him, just meant to rattle his cage. You know what I mean?
I hear you. Brett Hahne on the front of this one, and Andrew Payne starting to track him down. Even back here is that battle. Braxton Deweese all the way from 11th to 6th now. He has made the quick work of it, but finds himself about 5 car lengths off that battle between Swank and McLerran. And McLerran now is starting to see a little bit of ground, so everyone about evening themselves out around here. Is David Paton back on pit road?
Yeah, tough break for him, but you know, Al, something really odd, but I'm going to say it anyway. I like watching the hand, and I'm watching Brett Hahne right now coming in and out of these loose. Got that thing plumb right going into the corner, and I mean just hard on the throw. I mean, it's crazy to watch his hands. I know it just doesn't make sense at all to some people, but he has got that thing turned right going into the corner like a dirt track.
We're on board with him. You see, he kind of gives it a little bit of a jerk there. You're right, and he is a busy boy behind the wheel of that number 71 as he works here. Going to put lap 68 on the books and start lap 69. So closing in on the 30 laps to go range here for tonight's main event, and it has gone by quick. And I tell you, Brett Hahne out in the front of this one, Andrew Payne in second, Zach Coyer is third, McLerran and Swank. That is how the top 5 work.
And it's a good run. I always like to see old Zach Coyer have a good run, and tonight he is that well. Green race car, I don't know what is on the side of that thing, but it looks good. The lights shine down on it, that bright green. I love it. I'll tell you what, that may be my favorite car I've saw in a long time on iRacing.
And when was the last time you saw a Chevy Lumina racing?
Shoot, son, I'm 36 now. I had to be like 8 years old.
Oh, a little bit of contact between McLerran and Swank. That bumper, there's the one tap rule. Will we see the Teddy Christopher rule where you get 3 taps and out you'll get? We'll have to wait and see here. Swank now trying to regain his composure. Backed out of it to let the 7 McLerran catch it. McLerran now knows he has to put the pressure on Zach Coyer. He does so, took the nose down to the inside. Nothing doing that time in the turn number 3.
Yeah, good battle right here. They are tight, buddy. Tell you what, they're tight. One slip up. These guys can spin out. Look, Hayden Swank going to dive that sucker down there in the corner. A little bit of contact from McLerran to Coyer. Ooh, this may get interesting now.
It might, as they are working this racetrack. And up front is still Hahne. Oh, here comes Swank to the inside. He has to check up out of it. McLerran starting to put the pressure to Zach Coyer. Coyer running about a half a car length off that yellow line. Remember, this is what caused some action earlier on. And now Coyer up into that second groove. McLerran to the inside. He's going to take the 3rd spot away.
And here he comes, Jackson McLerran. He's going to dive the inside, but a 35 car Hayden Swank is a little bit faster. He dives that thing way out, going into the corner, and dives it real low in the center of the corner, and then gets a good run coming out of the corner. That's a mouthful there too, Al. But I mean, Hayden Swank has got a good line, and here comes Braxton Deweese back in the picture, Al. Don't count him out just yet.
I was just about to say that as the cameras switch over to him. Braxton Deweese has now become the 4th party in this battle for the 3rd and final podium rung here this afternoon, and he is really trying to start to get there. As they all run nose to tail, but up front is still Brett Hahne, who watched this battle with Zach Coyer and Hayden Swank now hounding the backside of the 7 of McLerran. If you look out back of the Sunoco onboard camera, you can see the 35 right there trying to make something happen. Can't quite get there.
He keeps backing the corner up a little bit every lap right there. He backs, comes with a big run here. Maybe a little bumper tag. No, he didn't. But I tell you, he is right there. One slip up from McLerran, and that could be a little nasty.
It definitely could, and they got some lap traffic coming up in front of them in the form of the 18 of McDonald. Remember, McDonald unfortunately missed his pit stop during the yellow flag here. Now here comes Swank. He's got to look to the inside, but McLaren's going to muscle back around the outside.
Here comes Hayden Swank, going to dive that thing off in the corner. Look, you're side by side coming off of turn 2, Al. Ooh, right there at the quarter panel. Ooh, Hayden Swank is plumb sideways. What's Coyer going to stick his nose up in there?
And Coyer's under attack from the 8 of Braxton Deweese. This is good stuff back here for the 3rd through 5th spots. As they work down the back, McLaren's going to hold on to it over the 35. Now the 13th car up the racetrack, Zach Coyer and Matt Vade. Where'd he come from? Vade in that number 8 car, trying to work there as well. The Integrity Farms Racing, so him and Coyer put an alliance there as they try to make something happen. Braxton Deweese is going to get by him. Now Deweese under attack. He's going to try to put the 35 in a precarious position. He does so through the corner. Braxton Deweese up to the 4th spot. Can he get there? Swanking the outside fence with 14 laps to go.
Well, I tell you what, Braxton Deweese is on a mission. Now that Ford Mustang, You know how much I love Mustangs, and he's got that old sucker dialed in right now. And Jackson McLerran better be mirror driving because he's going to be on his back bumper within 5 laps, so you can count it.
Don't count out the number 8 of Hahne. It's a wily old veteran as well. He is hanging close there with that Interstate Ford Mustang.
Going to be interesting now. We almost got 10 laps to go. And you're on, I mean, now you can get your hand off my shoulder, buddy. I mean, I know you're excited, but whew, about fell out of my chair right there.
Yeah, sorry.
Contact! Big wreck over here.
Yellow, as it looks like Braxton, who is all involved there, has gotten away. Swank is the one of the cars that's gone around here. And we were not on it. We missed it. As the Tallarico's Boardwalk sub yellow flag comes out. And I tell you, for the number 1 of Tanner Tallarico, this could be a race-winning chance if he goes down pit road. Let's take a look here and see what happened. John Kane involved in this yellow flag. Him and the 35 of Swank were racing. Oh, Kane got into the back side of him and into the outside fence he went. Then Hayden Swank into the grass and spins on the back stretch. So Kane drove in, got into the back side of the 35, and that brought out the yellow flag.
Yeah, I saw it out the side of my monitor here, Al. I couldn't really tell which car it was. I just know they were bouncing off each other like a bunch of bumper cars, and not very good. Here comes Tanner getting those 4 fresh feel goods, Al. Will this be a winning move, you think?
I think it's going to be a 2 tires on the right side would be my guess if I had to. He was kind of far back, and the way the pit crews are, we'll see the right sides are down. And, well, you are right. We're going to have to see as the pace car rolls through turns 3 and 4 if he has enough time to go, and he will. So, proving me to be a liar once again.
Well, I tell you what, Al, you bring pit crews to this races like this. Money's on the line, points on the table. You need it. You're going to have to bring the best 5 to 6. Well, I don't even know how many pit crews it takes, but you're going to have to bring the best of the best and get those tires changed and get back out there.
I mean, these races pay 20,000 ASRC bucks to win each and every week.
Tell you what, Al, that's like Monopoly money to me, buddy. I just want to win.
Pace car getting ready to drop into the field. It is in the hands of Brett Hahne. He's going to jump on the gas pedal. A little bit of stack up spinning the tires down there in the corner. And oh boy, does that really shuffle things up.
Hayden Swank got plumb sideways from Zach Coyer. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but look at they're leaning off each other coming out of turn 4 right here. Wow.
6 laps to go. Matt Vade going to take a look to the inside of Andrew Payne. Now Braxton Deweese there as well. And keeping an eye on the number 1 with those fresh tires. 5 laps to go. They are still leaning on each other back here between Zach Coyer and Hayden Swank.
Yeah, they've hit each other about 10 times in 1 lap. And Tanner Tallarico just trying to put a hole so he can get that number 1 car up through there. Here he comes now making moves. And we got a car head on the fence.
Swank
like
in the outside fence, and so far the green flag will stay out with 4 laps to go. Swank gets the car back moving. Meanwhile, up front, it is Brett Hahne and Jackson McLerran, Matt Vade, your top 3.
That's a tough break for Hayden Swank. He's been all sorts of sideways and everything else.
Oh,
Braxton Deweese.
Yellow overtime as the 8 car goes around off the front bumper of the 93 of Andrew Payne.
I tell you what, Al, Tanner made maybe the winning move right there. He went high and amidst all that carnage, Tanner, I don't know if he's going to get his spots back or not, but he's in prime position.
Depending, we'll see what happens here as yellow flag comes out. The Tallarico Boardwalk sub will fly for the 3rd time as Hayden Swank's car is winded up. The 93 going to come down pit road as well. let's take a look here and see what brought out our yellow flag. Oh, or see it in action there. The 93 involved in, some hard contact. Coyer went around. They did not check up there at the end to bring out that yellow flag. So we'll see what happens. It looks like Tanner Tallarico is going to restart in that 6th spot in this green-white checkered attempt number 1. And I think you're able to see it. We have one attempt or multiple attempts?
Let me look here, Al, if you don't care, old buddy.
I forgot the notepad that I wrote the notes on that Tanner gave us.
I don't really know where that says that at, but fast repair. I don't see it, Al. I do not see it. I'm searching, but
regardless, we're going to have a green-white checkered attempt. I believe it's only one. I believe it's only one.
Are you a fan of those now, or no? Are you like those? Or?
In our position tonight, absolutely. Exciting.
Yeah, okay. What if you're leading?
If I'm leading or second or third, absolutely not.
Yeah, I tell you. It kind of makes it exciting, though. You know, you get the fans back up, standing up, and
you couldn't shoehorn another fan in here tonight.
Me?
Yeah, they came here to see you.
Well, I mean, they all come to see the millions and millions of Racing Jason. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how do people not love me? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. They don't care for me. They as long as you're here, they're happy.
That's the way it should be, Al.
I had rotten tomatoes thrown at me the last 2 races.
I got a couple of Sharpies tonight, Al, so when I leave here, I'll be signing a few autographs and stuff. But, hey, maybe you can jump in a few selfies with me, and we'll take a couple.
All right, maybe. We'll see. Hey, the 71 of Brett Hahne going to be the guy that is leading the field into the Sunoco restart zone. As we get ready to go, the Tallarico Boardwalk yellow flag going to be put away, and we'll see on this restart is green flag back out. And Brett Hahne able to jump under. Here comes Matt Vade underneath Jackson McLerran. Braden Cook trying to make his way into the podium position as they work down the backstretch.
Yeah, look here, Matt Vade. I mean, where did he come from? Here they come, Al. They're going to take second and third away. Wow.
Braxton Deweese going to try to get down to the inside of McLerran. He will do so. But meanwhile, down the backstretch for the final time, it is going to be the number 71 of Brett the Jet. He will be victorious here at Langley. Vade will come home second. Braden Cook in third. Deweese and Tallarico rounding out your top 5. But Brett the Jet Hahne gonna put it in victory lane and pad his points lead. Here is unofficially your winner here at Langley.
What a race, Al. Sorry, I didn't mean to say uh-oh, but Jackson McLerran got turned there towards the end. Tough break for Jackson.
Whew. And how about that? Burns it down right in the victory lane here on the front stretch in front of a sold-out crowd. As Jason has left the tower, he's made his way, or starting to make his way down track side here. He'll catch up with tonight's race winner. As soon as we get them, you see the number 71 down there as well. And Jason is almost to the gate. And we want to thank you if you're headed out of tonight's raceway. I want to thank you for choosing to spend your hard-earned dollars to be part of the American Sim Racing Club Sunoco Super Late Model Invitational. And Jason, I believe you are down track side as the helmet is getting off and the belts are coming off. What's the mood down there?
I tell you what, it's exciting right here, Al. There's Bush Peach getting sprayed everywhere right now from this crew. They're pretty excited about this big win from Brett the Jet.
Well, I believe Brett getting ready to get out of the race right out of the race car. We'll pass it off to you.
All right, race fans, your big feature winner tonight, Brett the Jet Hahne wins another one. Brett, dude, you were just lights out in these old cars, man. Tell us how you did it, buddy.
Yeah, Jason, I tell you what, it was a blast here tonight. Didn't get as much practice as I wanted here. It was definitely a learning curve in that heat race. Blew off the right front by far. So coming into the feature, had the right front big time in mind. And yeah, man, 2 tires slapping on this thing, and this thing was rocking and rolling after that.
I tell you what, Brett, you had a heck of a car tonight. I was watching the race going on, and you were sideways getting into this corner, and I just love watching drivers' hands. I don't know what to do. It kind of amazes me. But you were like sideways going in. That had to be hard to hang on to, I guess.
Yeah, it was. I had to keep on my toes both entry and exit with this place. You know, with keeping that right front in mind, I tried to put as much rear brake as I could on entry, kind of crack the car loose, get it to rotate off the right rear, and get it off the right front as much as I could, and then kind of the reverse, then jumping on the gas on exit to kind of get the car sideways that way, just trying to keep all the heat I can out of that right front here tonight. And I tell you what, me and Andrew were checking out there before those last couple string of yellows, but luckily able to hang on to it, especially restarting in the lead. It's so hard to get around someone here, especially with kind of even tires, let's say.
Right. Hey, man, you did a heck of a job once again, picking up another big win tonight. Brett, I know you got a lot of millions of fans out there support you. Let's hear who you got to thank tonight on this old hot rod.
Yeah, of course, you, Jason, and Al up in the booth with Turn 3 Racing Network. Can't wait to go rewatch this thing. You guys do an awesome job, and Turn 3 as well as a whole. You know, always some great racing action they cover. So I got to give you guys a big shout out. And then, of course, you know, we got Tanner with the league, all the other admins, all the racers that came out here tonight. Heck of a show by all these guys. I think only, 3 yellows in total. So great job by everyone here tonight. Congrats to Braden down there with that 3rd place. That's awesome to see for him here tonight. I'm sure he's pumped up. Tough break for Andrew here. He had a fast piece as well. And, of course, all the Brett the Jet fans out there watching. I see my dad's out there in the chat here, and Grandma Grammy watching, and girlfriend Jessie, and then all the other Jet fans out there. We love to put on a show, and this one feels good.
Well, hey, man, congratulations on that big dub. And I know you got some Sharpies and stuff. You're going to sign a few T-shirts for these fans up here a little later on. But congratulations on that win, man, and have a safe trip back home.
All right, we'll do, Jason. Heck yeah, after this, party at the 71 trailer all night long.
Heck yeah. Al, back to you, Bo.
Thank you very much, Jason, as we catch up with our 3rd place finisher, as Matt Vade is not unbuckled yet, as we catch up with a driver of the number 49 of Braden Cook in his first podium of the season. Comes at a very difficult racetrack, Braden, but you did a heck of a job. Talk us to that last restart in that green-white checkered. How did you get up here to that 3rd position?
Man, I really don't know. Getting up the podium is really special at a track that I'm pretty familiar with. So, man, I don't know. On that last restart, I tried to be a little bit aggressive to try to get a 3rd there. Got in the mat at the end to try to take 2nd. But, man, I don't know. I'm speechless right now. You got to thank Tanner for making this whole thing happen, all my sponsors, and just I'm speechless, man. I don't know.
How much fun was it here? I know last week we were off. Hopefully you enjoyed a week off, kind of go back to the shop and regroup a little bit after a grueling summer series as it has been. You're going to come home with a 3rd place finish here tonight, but just talk about how difficult this racetrack really is.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. We struggled early. I was just trying to save tires. I think a lot of people were trying to do that. So, save tires. And then that 2nd to last caution came in, took rights, and then kind of drove through the field a little bit. And then on that last caution, was able to grab 3rd. So, I don't know, man. I'm not sure how we did it, but we did it.
Well, next week we go from this little flat bull ring to the high banks of Bristol, Tennessee. What's the outlook for you and your race team as you head into Thunder Valley?
I don't know. Bristol's always a pretty crazy track. Anything can happen. So my teammate is getting back from a week off. So hopefully we can put on a good show for the fans and make something happen and get a good finish.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is the driver of the number 49 of Braden Cook. And Braden, we know you got some guys and sponsors you need to thank here for your podium here tonight at Langley.
Yeah, I gotta thank Diesel Tech, Nye, Katie Cook Photography, Goblin Plumbing, and just everybody who makes this thing happen. To get third for the first time, it's really special, man.
Well, congratulations here this evening. We're glad to be talking to you, and we hope to talk to you a little bit more this season. But until then, buddy, keep your wheels down, and we look forward to seeing what you can do at Bristol.
Thank you, guys.
There you go. That's Braden Cook, driver of the number 49, coming home in spot number 3. Lost my train of thought there, Jason. Looks like we're not going to be able to catch up with Matt Vade, but with a hard-fought battle, he got up to that number 5 spot, or the number 2 spot, number 5 spot. What am I talking about? Coming home in that number 2 spot in his maiden voyage this season. We're glad to see Vade and hope we see him out there a few more times, Jason. But that means we only have one thing left to do in the Sunoco post-race show. That is go over tonight's final results. Hahne picked up the win over Matt Vade. Braden Cook was in 3rd. Braxton Deweese rebounds for a 4th place finish. Tanner Tallarico 5th. Devon Mcdonald 6th. Zach Coyer 7th. Andrew Payne. Jackson McLerran in a 9th. John Kane. Hayden Swank in David Paton. Rounding out your field here tonight. The series heads to your home state in your favorite racetrack. Next week, we're at Thunder Valley. What can we expect out of these super late models on the very high banks of Bristol?
Well, I tell you what, Al, you're going to see some great racing, I do believe, at that concrete place. The last great Coliseum. I tell you, not a beautiful facility other than Bristol, baby. And I can't wait. I'm excited. I hope, Al, that softball practice is not next week and I can watch it. I may just skip softball practice just so I can watch it. Because it's Bristol, baby.
That's right. We're going to be in Bristol, Tennessee. We're going to load up the truck, head out just about a few-hour trip out there to the Bristol Motor Speedway and get set up in 1 week time. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. As Jason and Al sign off up to here tonight for the Turn 3 Racing Network. We thank you for tuning on in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let these drivers know that you appreciate what they do for you each and every week. We thank Tanner Tallarico, and we got to thank all the sponsors of the American Sim Racing Club Super Late Model Invitational, presented by Sunoco. Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs, serving West Michigan with Jersey-style soup, subs, and salads. Pro Coat Powder Coating. The Bubba's Bout Broke Podcast. And LaPlante Racing Products. On behalf of everybody here at American Sim Racing Club, we thank you for tuning on in. We'll see you in Turn 3. Good night, everybody.
Go Vol.